We thank the first responders, city employees, and utility workers who work through difficult conditions to keep our community safe. May our actions today be guided by integrity, fairness, and compassion, and may we leave this chamber having made our city stronger, safer, and more united.
Secretary, you want to call the roll?
Mayor Whitmire.
Present.
Councilmember Peck.
Here.
Councilmember Jackson will be absent. Councilmember Kamen will be absent. Councilmember Evans Shabazz. Councilmember Flickinger. Here. Councilmember Thomas will be absent. Councilmember Huffman.
Present.
Councilmember Castillo.
Here.
Councilmember Martinez. Oh, no. Councilmember Pollard. Councilmember Castex-Tatum will be absent. Councilmember Ramirez. Here. Councilmember Davis.
Here.
Councilmember Carter. Councilmember Salinas. And Councilmember Alcorn.
Here.
Need a motion to adopt the minutes of January 21st.
Peck move.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. We have a long list of speakers signed up today because we have over 150 minutes worth of speakers. The rules require us to only give each speaker 1 minute, even if you signed up for more. Any procedural motions? If not, call our first speaker, please.
Clemente Mathis. Kimberly Rivera. Sarah Riemann. No. Hadley Hollingsworth. Maya Fletcher By. Brent Sullivan. To be followed by Joseph Panzarella.
ICE is not an immigration and customs enforcement group. ICE are agents of chaos who destroy communities and violate the constitutional rights of citizens and people who are here everywhere they go. They violate our First, our Second, our Fourth Amendment rights. ICE kills our brothers and sisters. ICE disappears our brothers and sisters. ICE harasses our brothers and sisters. You are our community leaders, and yet you weaken our community by allowing ICE to operate in it. How are we to trust you? Show us you stand for Houston. Show us what Houston Strong looks like. Be someone. Kick ICE out of Houston.
Joseph Panzarella. Michael Cole. Clark Foster. Andre Krasko. Jess Spiller. Americ Paquette. Monica Hatcher. Oh, who are you?
You are?
I'm Americ.
Americ, okay.
As a first-generation immigrant, should I be afraid
that I will be denaturalized to the rapist that you bend knee to has joked about doing so? As a CCW permit holder, should I be afraid that I will be looted and executed? Should I be afraid that the people who look different than I do and speak different than I do be abducted and put into concentration camps? Should I be afraid? And I am afraid. You may not call yourself or self-identify as a fascist, but your lack of action makes you one, makes you worse than one. If I told you I wanted you to be treated exactly how ICE treats an individual and you view that as a threat, that is part of the problem. I'm asking you to end HPD collaboration with ICE and fund the Houston Immigrant Legal Services collaboration.
Councilor Martinez.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to suspend the rules to add Lindsey Williams to the top of the 3-minute non-agenda.
Very good. Motion
there a
made
second?
and seconded.
Thank you, Mayor.
All in favor say yes. Those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Monica Hatcher. James Arthur. Ian Johnson. Edward Barlow. Ian Lavacek. No, he won't come. Sarah Hirsch. Roy Hirsch. Margaret Wittenmeyer. Jordan Clark.
Jordan Clark. Oh, Jordan Clark. My name's Jordan. I'm a 28-year-old Houstonian born and raised here. My father's been a salesman across the Houston area my whole life. While his industry has since changed, he was at Cisco Foods for the majority of my childhood when he wasn't taking me to work with things like opening Minute Maid Park or taking the chef's orders at Magic Island. I grew up in the kitchens of Houston's most iconic restaurants. Even still, it doesn't take a childhood of exploring every inch of Houston, from Galveston to Katy to the Woodlands, to tell you that the immigrant community is the backbone of Houston. All it takes is looking at who's making the food you're going to post on social media later, and that's just one example. We have the largest medical center in the world with some of the best doctors, nurses, researchers, and support staff doing life-saving work. Just the other day, one of those doctors saved my mom's life, and he spent his holidays visiting family overseas, the family he leaves behind to help families like mine. These are the people that ICE is targeting. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant HPD because they're synonymous here. We've heard from Kristi Noem and now the former head of border security that the reason we don't hear stories like Alex Preddy is because HPD in Texas works with them.
Thank you. Next.
Oh, Councilman Castillo? Oh, for the procedural motion. He has a procedural motion. Councilmember Castillo.
Councilmember Castillo.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to suspend the rules to move Jason Evans, Kerry Johnson, Russell Harrison, Rosanna Urban, and Craig Simmons to follow Maria Gonzalez in that order.
In that order. Is there a second?
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed nay. Motion passes. Next.
Ayana Samuel. Astrid Torres. Kailu Macon Gudo. No. Nak Win. Elizabeth Bahalim. to be followed by Christine Vole.
Mayor Whitmire, you are complicit in the murders of American citizens in broad daylight. You are complicit in unleashing an army of untrained, unrestrained, wannabe cops. Human beings are rotting in detention centers here, being treated like animals, including little children. I don't want my mayor supporting the abduction of people in my city, whether they are citizens or not. Having masked, unidentified agents snatching people, including on their private property, is insane, and you are responsible. Fight back. Tell Dementia Dawn, Stephen Miller, and that dog killer lady to get out of our city. And tell Governor Abbott, thanks so much for giving our voter data to the Trump administration. You need to stand with the people of this city.
Next.
Christine Vole. Norma Gonzalez. Lindsey Williams. To be followed by Jay Bustos.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lindsey Williams. I'm president of Super Neighborhood 64 and 88, and I'm here to talk about the Union Pacific-Norfolk Southern merger. Thank you to Mayor Whitmire and Council members Castillo and Ramirez for their strong letters to the Surface Transportation Board protecting Houston. Here's what happened. Union Pacific initially claimed only operational changes and no additional trains while soliciting letters of support through template campaigns before their application was even filed on December 19th. On January 16th, the Surface Transportation Board rejected their application citing major deficiencies, and our Super Neighborhoods letter requesting a full system evaluation helped guide that decision. Here's what Union Pacific is not telling you. This merger adds over 10 trains per day through Houston, creating a 200% increase in freight trucks from Settegast Yard, affecting multiple districts and significantly increasing block crossings, impacting emergency response and quality of life. Their promised $700 million in community benefits page has disappeared. My request is simple. Evaluate this merger carefully. Tell Union Pacific you don't support it without significant mitigation for block crossings and community impacts. This affects every district with the UP line, and let's make sure Houston voice is heard with the full weight of council.
Thank you. Next.
Jay Bustos. To be followed by Alondra Andrade.
Hello, everyone. I'm angry. I'm upset with Whitmire and this council. Where is y'all's voices? Where is y'all's outrage to this? Are y'all not residents to Houston, to this city, to this state, or even to this nation? Y'all are supposed to be leaders, people that are supposed to be the best reflection of our cities, of the residents here. We've just recently seen horrific acts done by ICE. I mean, not just last year, but even just for this year. Whitmire, you as well, I've just recently announced that you're trying to run for a second term. You just said, and I quote, "I think it takes that long at least to correct some of the mistakes that gets us back on the right path." Do you honestly think that's supposed to take that long for you to take actions, what you could do right now? Help protect the citizens here, help protect the residents, documented and undocumented?
Your time has expired.
Thank you. Next.
Nicholas Ronhale Jr. To be followed by Maya Fletcher Bye.
Good evening. Some of you may be aware that this Friday, 7 states will recognize Fred Korematsu Day. If you're unfamiliar with Fred Korematsu, Korematsu versus the United States is a Supreme Court decision that many people who are concerned with jurisprudence and fairness and civil rights often point to as a stain on the American Republic. Fred Korematsu defied being herded up because he was Japanese American, because he was no longer part of the protected class of Americans. After Nome versus Verdugo, I am a member of a suspect class simply because of the way I look. ICE does not operate under the same procedures that even HPD operates under. When we cooperate with them, we are cooperating with an institution that does not follow the same rule of order that we have come to expect. People who look like me should not be people of suspicion. I have worked in higher education for 25 years. I had one student self-deport after his father was abducted by ICE. I have another student who came to my office in tears because she cries every night fearing she will be abducted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maya Fletcher Bai, to be followed by Jocelyn Soto.
My name is Maya. I live in District C, and I love this city. I believe in the importance of community, and I've been a part of this one my whole life. Recently, many of my friends, most of them citizens, all of them legal residents, have told me that they're worried for their safety, that they're at risk in public because of the actions of ICE. I'm asking you to protect the people I care about. Please protect the residents of this city by asking HPD not to collaborate with ICE. No one in this city should have to fear being in public. They are members of our community, and if they cannot participate fully in our community, that impoverishes all of us. Make this city safe by protecting its people from the actions of ICE, not by collaborating with them. Thank you.
Jocelyn Soto. Alondra Andrade. Okay. Kadya Lacona. No?
You're all complicit in this, by the way. I don't care if you're speaking up, you're not doing enough, okay? When you, that feeling, you look in the mirror, you gag, I feel that too. And I teach other people that too. And this is the age of the internet. I don't care where you think I'm from. I was born here. I don't care where you send me. This is the age of the internet. I'm still going to keep on posting every single face here. You're all complicit and sick. This is community. These are your neighbors. These are the people that serve you your fucking McDonald's with a smile on their face when you underpay them. And they're still fucking nice to you. They still say thank you. They still say please. These are your neighbors. Stop fucking sitting there with a smile on your face. I see you. You're disgusting. You disgust me. You disgust us. You are our leaders. We elected you. We respect you out of fear. But what's wrong with you? I hope you can sleep. Thanks.
Aubrey Contreras. Ruth Hoffman Locke. No. Yehi Sun. Kenneth Nobleza.
Mayor Whitmire, you've confirmed that HPD officers are instructed to turn over individuals with ICE warrants that the agency jurisdictions to that agency's jurisdiction in accordance with state law. But I'd like to remind you that some of these warrants are administrative warrants generated by ICE itself, an agency that's been instructed to get creative to increase its arrests and have shown its willingness to violate the law. You've also said that speaking out against immigration policies elicits some response from the same response from the federal government that Minneapolis has received. Though I respect your concerns, giving in to Trump's intimidation tactics is just as harmful. Renee Good and Alex Petty stood up against ICE, and in solidarity, so should we. I ask you and the council to find a way to sever HPD's cooperation with ICE and send a message to the immigrant community that Houston does actually care. Thank you.
Kenneth Nobleza. Oh, that was you. Okay. Gregory Mellon. To be followed by Dale Story.
If you say you love freedom, but don't care if it applies to everyone, then what you actually love is privilege. When it's election time, politicians like yourselves love to tout Houston's diversity as the source of its strength. But now that you're in office, you're refusing to protect the very immigrant communities you were so eager to court during elections. That's not leadership, that's cowardice. And your silence right now, it's not neutral. Your silence is an endorsement of what ICE is doing to the people you're supposed to be serving. Your inaction is an endorsement. Your cooperation is an endorsement. The city continues to share information and collaborate to put families directly in ICE's crosshairs. Stop hiding behind claims of, we're just following the law. I have 3 minutes.
Your time has expired.
I was confirmed for 3 minutes.
Thank you. That's it. Next.
Dale Story.
Dale Story, retired professor emeritus, District C. Winston Churchill once said, "The truth is heavy, therefore few care to carry it." This is personal. Years ago, my father hired an undocumented young man, Jose, to help him with preserving our family farm. Dad and Jose developed a lifelong relationship. The truth, today Jose would be deported as one of the worst, and my father would face substantial fines and even a prison term. The truth is that ICE is a fascist organization, only answerable to a commander-in-chief who quotes Hitler in describing migrants as vermin poisoning the blood of our country. ICE is bringing the war home. An ICE applicant was quoted as saying, "I learned all these skills in the Army, smash and grabs, site exploitation, and never got to use them. So I'm here to do what I learned." The Gospel of Matthew provides guidance. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. The truth, there is no such guidance today. So this mild-mannered 75-year-old retired professor is mad as hell and not going to take it anymore. My message to ICE is get the hell out of our city, our state, and our country. Thank you.
Mark Waddell. Frida Adame. Are you Frida? Okay. To be followed by Vienna Trong.
Good evening. My name is Frida Adame. I am undocumented, and I refuse to be dehumanized in the city that I call home. Right now, across the United States, immigrants' communities are being terrorized. Families are being hunted and treated like criminals. People are getting killed by ICE. 5-year-olds are being detained. ICE is tearing gas in 6-month-old babies. This is inhumane. And elected officials keep doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that is unacceptable. Houston needs to do better because let me remind you, Houston is not innocent to this. HPD is collaborating with ICE, and that collaboration is terrorizing our communities. Workers are afraid to drive to work. Families are afraid to call 911. How do you sleep at night knowing what is happening across this country and still choosing inaction? Must we wait until those things happen here in Houston, until it's one of your own, your neighbor, your friend, your family member? As far as I'm concerned, if you don't condemn it, you condone it. You have power. You have a platform. Use it. Do something. I also put 3 minutes. This is really disrespectful. I have 3 minutes set.
Next.
Vienna Trong.
Councilman Pollard.
Thank you, Mayor. And first, I want to thank you all for coming here. It takes a lot to make your way downtown and to voice your opinion, and we are grateful for you to be here. The reason that you only got 1 minute is because and you may not have been in here when we said this at the very beginning, but for everyone to know, if we have more than 150 minutes of speakers, the city charter mandates that each speaker will only get 1 minute. Regardless of how many minutes you had originally signed up for. So this is nothing personal against you or anyone else that is here, but the city charter mandates that we do 1 minute. And so I wanted you to know that, and it wasn't personal, and for everyone else to have that information. So thank you for coming. Thank you.
Vienna Trong. To be followed by Adam Laureano Bowie.
Hello, my name is Vienna Trong. I'm a Vietnamese American U.S. citizen born from 2 refugees from the Vietnam War. But today I'm here to speak about my father that got deported 2 weeks ago. His next check-in date was supposed to be February 5th, 2026, but on January 11th, he got called into the immigration office and got wrongfully detained early. I thought I had 1 more month from him, but now he was ripped away from his 3-year-old daughter. But today I'm here to ask the city to take a stand to oppose deceptive immigration enforcement practices, for HPD to limit cooperation with ICE where possible, and to protect immigrant families who call this city home. And this is not a political debate. This is a civil rights issue that is still happening today. I thought I had 1 more month with him. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Adam Laureano Bowie. To be followed by Taylor Brown.
It seems I don't have very long to speak, so I'll be forthright with you. Are you waiting for the bodies, Houston City Council? Because it seems despite the shooting of Renee Good and the killing of Alex Preddy, I see the City Council moving inches to defend its citizens when it should be moving at light speed. It would be easy to mock your inaction. It would be very easy to see each of your staring faces at me and at this city, and to see you, despite the violence that is going on in this country. It would be very easy But I came here to be serious, Whitmire. I came here to be serious with you, Houston City Council. I came here because I want to see this city free from ICE. I want to see this city liberated. I want to see the smiling faces of each and every one of these people in this goddamn room to be free from ICE.
Your time has expired.
And with this seriousness, Whitmire, we, as the city of Houston, demand something simple. Get ICE the fuck out of Houston!
Thank you.
End HPD's cooperation with ICE!
Thank you. Your time's up.
One more thing. Fuck ICE!
Taylor Brown. Charla Meese. Perry McCary. Elissa Cuellar, to be followed by Ishmael Melendez.
Hi. My name is Elissa Cuellar. I'm a resident of District D, and I'm here because I think, like a lot of people, I love my community, and I am deeply, deeply concerned about ICE. So I personally experienced a lot of confusion over what the law requires as far as the police and ICE. So I would love to just outline my understanding of that situation, and then if you feel I have something wrong, maybe we can talk about it, and maybe that helps everyone. So per SB 4, this law that passed in 2017, if the city or HPD passes any policy that prohibits or materially limits the enforcement of immigration laws, then they might get the dookie suit out of them, and you guys don't have dookie to spare. So this law, SB 4, does not compel HPD to seek out undocumented people. It doesn't compel HPD to carry out ICE operations on their behalf, and it does not.
Your time has expired.
It does not compel police officers to even ask the immigration status of people that they have in their custody. And in fact, if you're a witness to a crime, you're reporting a crime, or you're a victim of a crime, legally they cannot ask you your status.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, this law does require, however, that law enforcement comply with what's called an immigration detainer request, and they are also known as immigration warrants. They're used sort of in conjunction with one another. And I think it's important to note that these immigration warrants are not the same as a judicial warrant. They do not, on their own, make a reason to arrest someone.
Okay,
they do not provide probable cause.
Let me ask you to wind it up. We're familiar with the law.
Right.
Thank you.
Not just for you, but for the people behind me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Can I read the part of the law that says, a law enforcement agency that has custody of a person subject to an immigration detainer request issued by U.S. ICE shall comply with, honor, and fulfill any request made in the detainer. And I'm going to read it one more time. A law enforcement agency that has custody of a person subject to an immigration detainer request shall comply with that request.
Okay.
I think it's important for the public to understand, as well as for our law enforcement officers to understand, that the compliance with detainers in this law is contingent on already having custody of a person. Lawful detention, as defined in this law. Lawful detention means the detention of an individual for the investigation of a criminal offense. That's from this law.
Thank you.
Here's some things that are not criminal offenses. Running a red light, not having a license plate, waving officers down to report a crash, non-moving violations, not wearing a seatbelt, trespassing in a park past operation hours. These non-safety traffic stops have come up before, and I understand that it is police practice to use these stops as a pretext for discovering more
Okay,
serious
please cooperate with us. We have a long docket today. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker, please. Call the next speaker.
Ismael Melendez.
What they have to do in order to be compliant with the law, and I think some transparency measures would help as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Isaiah Lopez. Stephanie Padilla. Angel Rojas. Viterbo Guedes. To be followed by Davis DeRusman.
Houston is my home, and I worry for the future of this city. Instead of investing in our future, you're investing in militarizing our cities. We're flooded with stories of how violent immigrants are, but it couldn't be more opposite. They come here to make a better life for themselves, to dream. They're our coworkers, our neighbors, our nurses, our teachers, our street food vendors, and yet you treat them like garbage. They come to dream and enjoy the rich culture that we have. Lacking documentation is not a violent crime, and it hasn't been treated such throughout history. It is a civil offense and should be treated as such. Our streets that were once bustling with life and full of love are dull and militaristic. I don't value things by what they are, but what they can be. And I know that Houston could be better than that. That you, John Whitmire, could be better than that. I love this city, and it has allowed me to live the life that I have. As one man, all I can do is ask you to listen. As a Houstonian, as an American citizen, and as a part of the next generation, please stand with us. Limit your cooperation with ICE. Houston is our home, and we deserve to feel safe, like we belong because we helped build this city. The people are what make this city Houston.
Thank you.
Davis DeRusman.
Hi, good evening. My name is Davis Mendoza DeRusman, and I'm here today to talk about non-safety traffic stops. And as a candidate for Justice of the Peace in West Harris County from the Galleria to Katy, I know a lot about traffic offenses. I'd like to ask the audience and even those around the horseshoe to raise your hand if you've ever been pulled over for a traffic stop. Now, keep your hand raised if it wasn't for speeding or running a red light or stop sign, but for a non-safety issue like expired registration or a broken taillight. Yeah, what you're seeing matches the data. Of the top 5 traffic offenses in our county court last year, only about 1 in 3 cases involved dangerous driving. Nearly 2/3 of all cases were paperwork violations like registration, licensing, or insurance. And I know what y'all might be thinking, but Davis, HPD already ended its one-stop-a-day quota last year. But HPD's Transparency Hub data shows that after that policy change, traffic stops didn't go down, they actually went up. The share of non-safety stops stayed the same, and black and brown Houstonians continued to be disproportionately pulled over. So I'd like to close by asking even those around the horseshoe if you're one of the 78% of Americans who believe law enforcement should prioritize murder and violent offenses, and to raise your hand if you think ending non-safety traffic stops will help them better achieve that goal.
Next, please.
George Garcia. To be followed by James Arthur.
Having me. So it's my understanding you guys are elected officials, is that correct? So as such, I just want to remind you guys that we Houstonians elected you guys. And the message is pretty simple right now. Get ICE out of Houston. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm asking for the city to
to provide funding for homeless people who seek shelter at my residential care facility, which is across from Memorial Southwest Hospital. When homeless people are released from the emergency center, they come to our facility and ask to stay. They tell us that the homeless shelters are full. They tell us that the homeless shelter managers said the city has funds, so they should find a place and the city will pay. Fortunately, I submitted proposals in response to the city's REI to provide residential care services. I have 15 vacant beds. It appears some of the homeless people purposefully utilize the hospital emergency room to avoid the
Your time has expired.
Outside chilling temperatures.
Thank you. Next.
Maria Del Carmen. Maria Del Carmen Medina de Gonzalez. No. Jason Evans. To be followed by Kerry Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. To the mayor, city council. Preface my comments by saying that we're Hope Local 123, and if there's anyone that wants to sit with us, with the solid waste workers, we're more than prepared to sit with you on a one-on-one basis. But we're not here to be adversary, pointing your fingers. The solid waste workers want to speak and hear their voices, to be heard. Public perception is that solid waste and their residents is not picking up on their routes. We meet with the director every month, but even him his resources are limited to him. There's only so much that he can do. So that's why we're here today, to make sure that the solid waste workers' voices are heard. And again, we'd like to speak with each one of them want to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you. The last speaker, please.
Just wanted to make sure you knew that next Tuesday we've got a committee hearing that will be focusing on solid waste. So hopefully we can come up with some ideas and do a little better with it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Johnson.
And Councilmember Ramirez.
Councilmember Ramirez.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a procedural motion. Move to suspend the rules to add Rain Eatman behind or after Michelle Eganbor.
Motion made and
Is there a second?
seconded. Motion passes. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. My name is Kerry Johnson. I've been with the city roughly about 2.5 years. Please don't hold that against me. Just real quick, I want to get to the metrics of the situation. When I started this job, we were working 410s. New administration, new leadership, moved to 5/8s, 5/10s, and shortly after that, now we're working 6/10s. And at this particular juncture, we're still struggling to get the trash up. Recently, we were given more trucks. To this date, 22 of those 50 trucks are in outside services. Basically, it requires more in order for us to do our job, more. And we're getting paid less, and we have less manpower. We're driving more, we're putting more on the trucks, we're putting more strain on the trucks, more stress on the trucks. Everything requires more. And this administration, our leadership, don't have a problem with asking us to do more. I have a 6-year-old son that I only see on the weekends. Working 6 days a week makes that hard. I see him maybe Sunday, every now and again. So, with that being said, there's no balance right now. It's work, work, work. Sometimes we work 13 hours, sometimes we work 12 hours. Just recently, we were working 7 days a week. Now, we're making the money doing overtime, but that money doesn't go towards our pension. It doesn't go toward vacation time. It doesn't go towards sick time. So the money that we're making basically goes back towards taxes. I work 80 hours inside of 80 hours. That means I work the whole month inside of 2 weeks. I'm averaging 90 hours, 100 hours, 120 hours, just to struggle to get this trash up.
Very good. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Russell Harrison. Residents need communication, need to communicate. Drivers are often approached with negative comments by citizens. Often they are in the wrong. The rules are to make sure that solid waste and everyone works at their best. And basically, we just want our department to follow the rules and regulations as well as the citizens do too. And we had ran a petition for solid waste drivers to sign. We all signed them in a couple of days. And we are standing all together and need more resources.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I want to thank you so much for what you've done this past year, improving our department. We are still having multiple problems. Northeast Center in 2025 had multiple break-ins. Thousands of dollars worth of equipment and tools were stolen from our mechanics who have to pay for their tools out of pocket. They have not yet recovered from that. Let's see. I'm trying to get all of this in one fell swoop. We're still having problems with PPE. We're not getting the equipment that we need for our personal safety in a timely manner. Everything from boots, gloves. Our boots are getting nails in them, and they're getting the chemicals from the transfer center into the boots, deeming them worthless. It's getting into our feet. We were told by retired solid waste by Mr. Dix a long time ago.
Your time has expired.
Have y'all talked to your president of Hope?
Yes, we have. We've discussed this.
I've not heard from him. I am speaking to your board next week, so we need to continue the line of communication.
Okay, because, we have a lot of people that have been working for the city in cooperation with us that are not permanent employees, and that's going on up to 6 years, including Mr. Edward Johnson on the hot team. He's working with us, and we do need these people to make it permanent.
Thank you for being here. We're aware of it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Craig Siemens.
Good evening, everyone. We always hear from the leadership that the workers are the experts, which I feel that's right. So, with that being said, appreciate you coming out and getting in one of the trucks. We need more to do that, so you all understand what we deal with on a daily basis. And we also need to make sure that we're educating the citizens more on trash being picked up the proper way. I know that we're supposed to be picking up 8 cubic yards or less. We need that to be enforced more into the public. Also, I came and spoke with you all like 7 months ago pertaining to a city ordinance to get the cars off the street so it'll be safer for us to maneuver through the neighborhoods to give the citizens the proper services that they deserve. So we need cooperation not just with you all, but we need it from the public as well. Have y'all made a decision on what we're going to do pertaining to that city ordinance?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for coming forward. You make one really good observation that I think we really need to highlight and put some emphasis behind, and that is when property owners are putting more than the 8 cubic yards of heavy trash and tree waste out on the curb. Many times that's done by contractors, and these contractors are coming out, they're gutting the home, they're tearing down the fence or whatever they're doing, and they're putting all this yard waste on the front curb. And then they expect the solid waste department to pick it up. I think we sometimes put notices or sometimes we just pick it up because it's easier just to get it and move on. But it's not holding those property owners accountable, and it's slowing up their routes, which pushes everything behind. So In J City, we have this private crew that goes out and tries to help with the heavy trash and tree waste. But as that crew is even going out and seeing these piles, they're way over the amount that they need to be. So as you said, I think one of the things we need to do is have better communication with the property owners on what is allowable and have heftier consequences for those who do not abide by that ordinance. I wouldn't pick up anything that is as large as some of these piles are, because we do need for them to take care of their own heavy trash and tree waste when it is that large. And so communication is key.
Yes.
And I think we have to do a better job in communicating, especially when it comes to this issue. So I want to thank you for coming forward.
Right. We're not here to bash anybody. This city responsibility is on all of us. You all, us as the workers, as well as the citizens.
I rode out on one of the trucks several months ago, and I saw the issue with cars parked on the street.
Yes.
One of the things we put out, and I think a couple other council members put it out too, is asking the residents not to park on the streets on the day that they have the garbage pickup. And I think that's certainly something we can try and communicate with the citizens again, because, you know, it was easy for me to tell that it would be a much more smoother process if there weren't as many cars out on the streets to be able to pick them up, and you'd avoid damages and everything else. And I think there's a lot of things we can communicate with the public to try and make y'all's job easier and more efficient. And I'll certainly commit to doing that, and I think most everybody else will as well.
And if I can speak on a situation with myself, I'm a self-loader operator. Situation I've had in the neighborhood, which makes this a big deal, is I had a citizen mad because their trash wasn't picked up. Tried to get on the truck with me. Yes. So how are we supposed to defend ourselves? We don't have nothing to defend ourselves other than a two-way radio. These people are mad because of their trash not being picked up when they want it picked up, but they're taking their anger out on us out there. So what are we supposed to do? That helps us, because if their cars are out the way, we're no longer pulling up, blowing a horn for them to come outside. You know yourself. Everybody in this building knows. People work on the weekends or whatever. They're tired. They don't want to come outside and move a vehicle, and they worked all day. So now that's a situation where now they calling your office or they calling 311. That's an SR. Now we got to go back to that same address. You see what I mean? So it's a constant problem throughout this whole city, everywhere we go. And with this being put in place, we would not be the only ones that would benefit with this. You got the police and fire. When they going through the neighborhood, they trying to get to whatever they need to get to. If cars are double parked, how can they save somebody? You know, when a stroke victim has a stroke, seconds count. When they can't get to that person that needs that medical attention, I mean, what are they supposed to do? It's a major issue in this city.
Kimberly Alexander. Chidi Chupa. To be followed by Sarita Harding.
Yeah, good day, Honorable Mayor, and you distinguished members of City Council. I have only one problem. I'm an operator of a regular taxi cab in this city, and I work mainly at the airport. And we are few in number compared to Uber. Now, there's something that the airport authorities are trying to do. If they do it, it will be very fatal on us. They want to bring Uber into our lot. And when I say our lot, the lot of regular taxi cabs, the airport authorities want to bring Uber into us. And you know that is very, very dangerous. They want to bring the numeric strength of Uber to come in and push us out so that we go out of business. Why should we be sacrificed in favor of Uber? Now, remember.
Your time has expired.
Please, I'm asking for you to help us. Don't let them push us away from our lot. If they push us away, we'll go jobless and sleep under the bridge and eat from trash can.
Okay, thank you.
Please.
Yes, sir. Next.
Sarita Harding. She's here. Michelle Eigenbor. To be followed by Rain Eatman.
Here, can you move the time up, get 30 minutes, you can't get people to the line. So half the speaker can't speak. You're collaborating with ICE.
Let them speak.
Let them speak. Go out there and find them, but they signed up.
What's your problem?
Talk about trash ICE. It's an important piece too, but it's crazy how they do that.
Have the workers find them. The people that pay your salaries. Find where the speakers are. You pick and choose who your rules are for.
Let them speak.
Michelle.
Let them speak. Let them speak. Let them speak.
Let them speak.
Let them speak. Silence.
Last time I came, I stated the law. How intelligence agencies cannot create and enforce their own private categories. Today I'm here to explain how this category was created by the Bureau and how it's continued outside the legal authority and statutory limits defined by Congress and the executive branch. In 2001, FBI Director Robert Mueller issued an internal directive instructing field offices to embed a pre-criminal intelligence screening category inside the National Crime Information Center, and specifically inside the violent gang terrorist organization file, which, if you guys didn't know, is a violent persons file inside the national crime system.
Your time has expired.
Can I continue?
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I continue?
No, ma'am, we're on a very tight,
Okay.
over 100 people.
When what the FBI is doing in this category gets exposed, it's going to bring a great disgrace to our nation.
Okay.
Rain Eatman.
Thank you.
Followed by Monica Hatcher.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank Mayor Whitmire for opening up the Northeast Multi-Service Center during the warming center issue over this past weekend. It's very hard for that center to be open in the first place, but I'm very disappointed in the fact that you overlooked an issue that was brought up in a press conference regarding the concerns around ICE. They weren't concerned about whether or not they would get turned away. They were concerned that they were going to be used as targets for going to public and open spaces and not be protected by their mayor. I understand that this is a very hard job, and I understand that you have a lot to balance, but if you're looking for suggestions on how to actually handle this issue with ICE, may I suggest you look at examples like Mayor Frey of Minneapolis, Mayor Brandon of Chicago, Mayor Mamdani of New York. They've all done the work to make sure that they uplift their communities first. So if you are actually active in the conference, the U.S. Conference of Mayors, may I suggest you speak to your colleagues and your fellow mayors and figure out how to actually stand up to a bully, because that's the only issue that we're dealing with Governor Greg Abbott. Then I can guarantee you that you have a cohort of mayors who will be willing to give you their playbook of how to actually stand up for your citizens.
Your time has expired.
Thank you so much.
Hello, good evening. My name is Monica Hatcher. I live in Spring Branch. On Sunday, I was watching Meet the Press, that show, and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche was there defending the shooting death of an American citizen in Minnesota, and he was blaming their leaders for creating what he called a climate of violence around ICE operations. He contrasted that with Texas, praising our state and local law enforcement for cooperating with ICE. I don't know if he was right about all of Texas, but he was right about Houston, because our police department goes above and beyond the law, what is required by the law to hold undocumented persons for ICE, regardless of any criminal charges. Given all the abuses of human and constitutional rights that we see ICE committing against both undocumented and citizens, this should really concern all of us. I'm a Houston resident, and I'm asking you to end this practice. Our city should not go beyond what the law requires in ways that put families at risk and erode trust in our public safety system. Thank you.
Stephanie Padilla, to be followed by Randall Callanan.
No flags if you shoot a man with 4 bullets.
Amen. I'm Steffi with IYT, Immigrating Youth Texas. I'm not here to ask for reassurance. I'm here to name what's happening. Our immigrant communities are living in fear, not imagined fear, not political fear, lived actual fear. I don't expect you to understand in your posh home in River Oaks, but this is reality in immigrant undocumented communities. Parents are afraid to send their children to school. Students are organizing walkouts, disrupting education. Families are avoiding shelters during freezes. Children are watching their communities be profiled, stopped, detained, and asking us, me, a mother of 3, why no one in the city of Houston is protecting them. At the same time, the city tells us undocumented families to come forward for help while accepting funding, allowing enforcement activities in our region, and issuing statements that contradict one another. The contradiction is dangerous. It doesn't create safety, it creates confusion, silence, and terror. We are watching other cities become headlines after leadership is ignored.
Your
Can I
time
please
has
finish?
expired.
I urge you to reach out to me
Randall
and find a way
Callanan.
to help our kids, please. Thank you.
Put your phone down and listen.
Randall Callanan. Camille Bro. Jeff Reese. Brian Halligan. Haley Rogers. To be followed by Anthony Hubbard.
Alex Peretti, Renee Nicole Good, Keith Porter, say their names. Their murders are horrific and disgusting, but they're not surprising. ICE, this administration, is quite literally murdering American citizens in broad daylight on American soil. ICE isn't about protecting communities. It's not about protecting this country. It is a vehicle for state violence and oppression.
Yeah, right.
If the admin is now the new Germany, Texas is its Poland. ICE is kidnapping children and sending them here. Liam Ramos is in Dilley, Texas at an ICE detention facility. Have you no shame? Every single one of you on this body needs to have political courage to put your positions, your reputation, and quite frankly, your lives on the line like Renee and Alex did for their communities. This administration will not stop. They will continue to come here.
Your time has expired.
John Whitmire, guess what? Bending the knee to Greg Abbott will not save this city. He will come here after he terrorizes every
Anthony Hubbard.
What group?
To be followed by Kelly Sadler.
So, Whitmire, you said you were strongly opposed to ICE and the operations. Where is this opposition? Houston is the #1 city in this nation for ICE detentions and deportations. We are all here because we are not seeing opposition. Your solution regards selling out our community members, our friends, and our families. We're not seeing any peace here. We're seeing a lack of maybe tension in the streets, but we're seeing our families and friends victimized. That's not peace. That's not justice. I'm asking you and everyone here to do something. Anything, really. People are afraid. The fear shows out in anger and loudness, but people are afraid of what ICE is doing to our community. Do something. What will it take? How many voices do you need to hear before you do something?
Kelly Sadler.
Hi. Ooh, I had a lot prepared. I've been here a lot, and I've been talking about the same issue. I think the one thing that a lot of people don't talk about is Core Civic and Geo Group, and that's where all the money is coming from with the private prisons. Greg Abbott and our mayor, Mayor Whitmire, gets a lot of money when Houstonians are taken. And that is, again, the two interest groups, Core Civic and Geo Group. Houston PD helps make these arrests possible. That's not law enforcement. That's human trafficking. We have a choice. We can cut all contracts with ICE. We can ban ICE from our jails, our schools, and our streets. We, the people of Houston, are not a client list for the private prison industrial complex. We are your constituents, and we vote. And what Core Civic and Geo Group want should not come first. What the people of Houston want should come first. Thank you.
Nora Pierce. To be followed by Arandi Trevino.
Hi, my name is Nora Pierce. I'm a member of the Immigrant Justice Campaign for the University of Houston Young Democratic Socialists of America. You, Mayor Whitmire, claim that we as a city aren't in turmoil, but I think it's more accurate to say that you are not in turmoil. After the multiple televised murders perpetrated in Minneapolis by DHS agents these last few weeks, many of us in the immigrant justice space were stunned. Something that struck with me was that the mayor of Minneapolis, after the murder of Renee Nicole Good, said this: to ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. It feels so simple, especially after having seen the DHS agent kill her from multiple angles in broad daylight. Yet, I cannot imagine a scenario in which my mayor would ever make a statement so strongly advocating for my humanity. You, in an interview on January 7th, said you are, quote, sorry about dividing families. Is blaming those families who are terrified of losing loved ones, of their children having no one to pick them up after school, how you say you're sorry? We deserve local government that clearly and enthusiastically is trying to fight back against the Trump administration.
Your time has expired.
Because we deserve a city that we are all included in and not at risk of being ripped away from all we know to hit a political checkbox for the Republican Party. If you refuse to play politics, get the fuck out of the game. We demand Houston and all HPD and ICE collaboration, not fall in line with fascist federal orders. Thank you.
Good evening. Last week, the mayor's words stuck with me. And I do choose to believe that you have the best intentions for the city and that you want to make sure that we don't lose federal or state funding by being disobedient of their orders. Not the law, their orders. I heard you say that Houston is following the law, but as someone who graduated from law school, I have to clarify that the U.S. Constitution Supremacy Clause states that the Constitution and federal statutes and treaties are the supreme law of the land. The Constitution creates the three branches of government to ensure balance. That means that the executive branch does not create the laws. That is not under their purview. Now, Mayor, you stated last week that no one could have seen what is happening with ICE coming, but I have to say many of us did see it coming, and that's the reason why we're speaking up and why so many people are frustrated, frankly. So I'm asking you today to please consider what may be to come. If you won't listen to us, I ask you to at least listen to the words of the president when he calls citizens terrorists, when he says that he wants to take away birthright citizenship, when he says that he wants to take away naturalized citizenship, and that he wants to create a new world order. Thank you, sir.
Thomas Sutherland, to be followed by Tuan Nguyen.
Good evening. The killings of Renee Good and Alex Petty by federal agents are particularly heinous examples of the breadth and scope of the violations of law perpetrated by ICE and Border Patrol under this administration. Renee and Alex were law-abiding citizens. Their only crime was publicly opposing and documenting the presence and actions of federal agents in their neighborhoods. However, we must also remember that these are just two examples of the kind of outrageous and violent behavior that we have seen from ICE and Border Patrol officials. We have seen car windows smashed. We have seen people dragged from their vehicles and brutalized, and we have seen a car with an infant tear gassed. ICE's very presence in our communities is a danger to our communities and to the well-being of our neighbors. I'm calling on this body to end all non-safety traffic stops, kick ICE out of Houston, and keep our communities safe now.
Tuan Nguyen.
Get off your phone.
Yeah, get off your phone. The people are talking to you. You answer to us, not the other way around. Do your job and listen. This is your job. Your job is to pay attention to the people.
I would like to say that the mayor is right, that Houston is a model for the rest of the country. And that's because once we've defeated these aggressive attacks on blue states, blue cities, everywhere is going to look exactly like Houston, with a complacent mayor and basically a shadow war against our people every single day. This is the real model they're looking for. They don't want the real confrontations. That's why they sent Greg Bravino away. This is what's coming to every single city, and we have Mayor Whitmire to thank for it. The future of America, low-intensity warfare against every immigrant in this city. I'd like to speak to some of the council members that have time and time again said that there's nothing to be done. Imagine fundraising $500,000 for your campaign just to come to city council and say, we're talking to HPD. There's nothing to be done. It's illegal, and Greg Abbott is going to come after me. Who cares about Greg Abbott? Could you imagine being scared when a father was taken away from his family on New Year's Eve? Could you imagine being scared when a mother got bullets put into her face? Could you imagine being scared when a nurse had 4 bullets put into them? Could you imagine seeing all of this and sitting in front of a constituent who's crying to your face and being worried about Greg Abbott coming to prosecute you?
Your time has expired.
The best we can all hope for is an asterisk in this city. Even if this mayor is elected for 4 more years, all he'll ever be is a space in the history books.
Jessica Dugan. To be followed by Ely Montoya Rivas.
Got some papers to hand out. Everybody else is 2 pages.
Jessie Dugan, District C resident, member of Houston CVPE, and member of Houston DSA. Tonight I'm asking Houston City Council to take immediate concrete steps to support an orderly end to the HISD takeover. That's what this that's what these papers are about. Everyone gets the same one. In there you will see that, and if everyone wants to get their phones out, there will be a sick out, an HISD sick out for all the kids to walk off campus February 12th, 2026. And there's a Board of Managers meeting that night at 5 p.m. So if you guys would like, you can speak out at that Board of Managers meeting. We'd really love to see you there. We're trying to get as many elected officials to come as possible. Another thing that's on that list is I have 4 action items. Come speak out, call the Board of Managers before the council, because there's a lot that we need answers to. And the other thing is have community leaders come to the table with business leaders to talk about Mike Miles' exit plan so we can actually pass a bond.
Thank you.
Without trust, we will not be able to pass a bond.
Next speaker.
I was supposed to get 3 minutes. I know that there's...
1 minute, ma'am.
I understand that.
Your time has expired.
Thank you.
So, like I said, everyone has a 2-pager. I'll be back to talk more about this. I know there's a lot of information.
Thank you for being here. Next.
I just wanted to say...
Eli Montoya Rivas.
Because you were rude
she's
to
okay.
the mother of Emmanuel Gonzalez Garcia, autistic teen who was found by HPD after he eloped, only for them to call ICE on him instead of reuniting him with his mother. So every week I will bring you an article about autistic children.
Thank you, ma'am.
By our community.
Swallow.
Roland Curry. Joseph Amari. To be followed by Aubrey Contreras.
I'm not trying to buck the system or beat the system or break the system or bankrupt the system, but somebody's corrupted the system all the way around me. I've never experienced so much government corruption. I'm advising and reporting to this mayor and city council member. My company movie script, Sierra Porter Plantation, was stolen out both of my email address. I also advised the example of my movie script, Sierra Porter Plantation, to Harris County TDA office and Texas Attorney General office. I advised City Council and Harris County District Attorney, along with Texas Attorney General office, I'm a victim of digital harassment. The stolen housing voucher out of my housing case also was stolen out of my email account. Stolen my Social Security benefit account has been referred to the DA office, the Texas Attorney General office, because those are criminal cases have to be resolved and reported to the DA office.
Your time has expired.
Civil lawsuits. Also, they just got to protect my movie script because some people try to write around it to make a movie like mine, and they have the same theme. I'm just, advising you.
Aubrey Contreras.
Hello, my name is Aubrey Contreras. I am a member of the Raíces Collaborative. I'm concerned about the current city action, particularly the cooperation of city police with ICE. These are taxpayer dollars that are being used federal and local. It's sad how we currently don't have a say in what those funds are used for. Currently, immigrants are being detained in jail while actual violent criminals remain unaccountable. The president is convicted of felon and suspected a pedophile. He is in the White House. We want to see a commitment from the city to stand up against violent actions in our city. And we want it in writing. Honestly, I shouldn't even be here right now, not because I'm just a kid, but because I'm scared for our community and our city. Mayor John Whitmire, I understand that you want to help, but you can't have all the answers. Please listen to kids if you won't listen to the adults. We are in the future. And may we please have a moment of silence
Your
of
time
all
has
the
expired.
people that have died in ICE custody today? Thank you.
Very good, Ms. Secretary. That completes our list. We stand recessed to 9 o'clock in the morning.